Howdy y'all, this is CJ here, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing part 19 of Fanhome's Millennium Falcon. I hope you guys are ready. Let's get to it. Alright, so first things first, let's go ahead and bring in our issue here, issue 19. Let's go ahead and open it up, see what we got. And first things off, we got this right here. Looks like we're dealing with a Y-wing. Let you guys go ahead and read that real quick. Take a look at that. Let you read that there. There's the tech specs. Go ahead and turn the page. So these are about the... So this is actually... Turn back the page. Yeah. These are the type of Y-wings that were used in the Clone Wars. And then they were later on used in the original trilogy. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second. Or if you really wanted to think about it in terms of technicalities, it was used in the original trilogy and then used in the Clone Wars. Because you got right here, you can see the diorama from the stripped down version of the Y-wing that was used in the original trilogy. And it just kind of goes within some background stuff about the clone pilots. Let you read this about the attack on the Malevolence, which was a type of separatist warship that was used within the show. I believe it was within, yes, it was in the first season of the show. Turning the page, then you got a little bit about emergency equipment. Like any experienced starship captain, Han Solo and his first mate Chewbacca made sure they had essential equipment to deal with any conceivable emergency on board the Millennium Falcon. And it's actually quite humorous. It's got a picture of C-3PO just tangled up in a bunch of wires. I find that humorous. Which, to be honest, that's par for the course for that poor droid. He's been through so much. So moving on, we got some about the Romer 6 breath mask that was used in The Empire Strikes Back. You can kind of see that there. I'll let you guys see the components. There you go. Turn the page. Some other stuff about first aid. You got a little behind the scenes about real life emergency equipment. Go ahead and read that. There you go. And now we're on to what we're getting in this issue. So, bring this in. And we're going to be getting to some of the parts that will be put on the top of the ship, along with another part of the corridor. Some more parts of the corridor that we'll be doing next. So we'll be getting to this here in a little bit. So just set that stuff off to the side, set this off to the side. And this is what we're going to be focusing on here. So let's go ahead and turn the page. And just fumble stuff around. Put the screws off the side. And let's go ahead and start putting this thing together. And it says start by aligning part 3 as shown, matching up the 3 tabs with the slots in part 1. So basically it's this piece right here. It's kind of got this like best thing I can best describe this one as is kind of looks like a blade. It's not a blade, but it kind of looks like it. It kind of has that tapered curve to it right here. So we're going to be lining this up to these 3 tabs right in here. See if we can get a better look. Yep, these 3 tabs right here. We'll be lining this up here because slots here. The 3 tabs here. So we'll be doing that. Then we bring in some glue. I had a bit of a mishap. One of the cats knocked it over and I didn't realize it was slightly open, so some glue got out in some places. So just dab some glue on the edges here. And then let's just set this down right in here. Like so. Let's just kind of hold it there for a second. Alright, there we go. And that's what you want it to look like so far. There you go. So now we're going to be... Is this the next piece? No. We're going to be moving on for a little bit. So just set that there. We'll get to it in a little bit. No worries. But let's go ahead and move on. We'll be needing this piece right here. This is going to be the next piece. So let's just snip that off real quick. Normally I just snip everything off and then come back. But I'm just doing a little bit out of order today. I'm just going to snip them off as I go. And this piece is going to be going... Oh, so it kind of shows it right here where everything's going. So this piece is going to be going right in here. See these 2 holes right here? Then this got 2 posts right there. One is actually, if you look, one is actually thicker than the other, so it's going to be really hard not to put them. It'll be really hard to put this in the wrong way. So let's go ahead and get the glue. Little dabs on both. And let's just set this right into place. Like so. There we go. And you can see there's little I guess you can call them little ports for pieces later on. So you want those facing towards this side. So let's go ahead and move on. We already glued it into place. So next we need piece 2, which is this, like this pipe. I'm assuming it's a pipe. Just snip that off. I left a little bit more on there than I should have. I'm gonna just grab this file and file that down a little bit. There we go. Let's give it a little bit more. I don't want to go too much because I don't want to start flattening it out. I want it to stay round. And this will be going into this little port right here, and then into this port right here. So a little bit of glue there. A little bit of glue there. And let's just not glue my fingers to it. Set this piece right in there and set that there. All right, so that's how that's going to look. Continuing on. Next we need part 3, which is okay. I was just reading some real quick. It's just this piece right here is not going to be getting used right at this moment, because this will be used on the hull plating. So you want to hold on to that. Don't cut it out. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. Just snip that right off. All right, let's go ahead and bring the file in. Kind of make sure it's flat, because I don't want anything interfering later on. There. All right. And this piece will be going into this port right here and this port right here. So this piece here is going to go right here. Sorry, let's get this viewed up. It's going to go right there. And then this post right here, see if we can get a better, there you go. This post right here is going to be going into that port right there. So let's go ahead and get that glued into place. Just a little dab there. And a little dab there. Give it an extra dab, just to be safe. Alright. So now, let's go ahead and put this into place. That right there. And that right there. Alright. There we go. So, moving on. Part 4. There. So part of the reason why this isn't cutting as well as it usually does is because I was stupid and I tried using this for purposes other than just cutting plastic. So that's on me. But I did get a new pair. I do have the new pair. I just forgot to grab them before filming this. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna continue on with what I have. Just flatten stuff out. Give it a nice There we go. All right. So now, where are you going? All right. So this will be going into this little slot right here with this tab on the back. So, and it's going to be going in there like so. So you got these, I don't know how well you can see it, these like ribbed type feature right here. You want this to be facing in this direction. So let's go ahead and get some glue. Just dab a little bit of glue on there. And let's just set this right into place. Just, there we go. Easy as 1, 2, 3. One, two, three, you and me. All right. So now, it says to grab pipes 5. So let's go ahead and cut that part out. Make sure there's no, get the remnants of the sprue off. There, and quit flying out of my hands. My goodness. All right, there we go. So how is this going to go? So this is going to go like that. Okay. So we're going to take, hold on. That's going to go there, that's going to go there. Okay, yep, okay. So you're going to take these 3 ends here, this one, and this one. And they are going to be going into, see if I can get all of these in sight for you. So there's a little port here, a little spot here for it to rest. And it's going to be going right here as well. And this one right here. This smaller one. Not this one. Not that one. This one. And then it's going to be going into that hole right there. See if I can get a, there you go. Move my finger and point to the right place. There you go. Alright. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. Dab of glue for you. Dab of glue for you. And dab of glue for you. So now let's go ahead and set this into place. So set this piece in, and this one will just go right in where it's supposed to. Alright, there we go. You can see where these are all sitting. You got the piece here, got the piece right here, and sorry, I'm trying to drag myself through the camera. You got the piece right here. Focus. There. Yeah, you got the piece right there. Alright. So now let's move on. And now we can get this piece out. Hold on one second. I got a piece of paper towel back here that, so I can kind of wipe my fingers off. So you got 3 tabs, and then you got the 3 slots right down in there. So you got this one here, this one there, and this one right here. So you want this to go into those 3 slots like so. So when you're looking at it, it's going to go in like this. It's going to go in like that right there. So let's go ahead and put some glue on here. There, there, and there. Put a little bit of extra glue on that side, on that one. Alright. So now let's just work it into place. You're gonna have to work around this pipe here just to get it in there because the pipe kind of takes residence in between the top and the bottom. So I'll show you that right there. See where the pipe kind of goes in towards it. So you're gonna have to kind of work it around that. So now it says to take piece 6, which is this little piece right here. Just snip that off. There we go. Give a little bit of filing to file that piece down, just so it sits nice and flush inside wherever it's going. There. And does this really need it? No, not really. Okay. So this is going to be going where? So this is going to be going right in this slot here. So I'm actually going to grab my handy dandy tweezers here to help keep it in place so I can grip it better. There. Let's give it some glue. There we go. And let's just set this right into place right there. Alright, so that's how that's going to sit inside of there. There we go. Alright. And now we'll be taking the last piece that we're going to be using in this sprue. Cut that out. There we go. Actually cut pretty clean on that one. A little bit of a burr there. So let's just file that down. There we go. Alright, so now this piece, see there's a little post right there. So this end and this port is going to go in here. So this end right here is going to actually be sitting right on there. I don't know how well you can see it. There we go. There's a little groove there for it to sit in. And this port is actually going to be sitting in this port right here, in this little hole. So let's go ahead and give it some glue. Let's actually grab my tweezers. and hopefully make it so I don't have to get any more glue on myself for the time being. Just put some glue there, put some glue on there, just kind of circle it around. There we go. Because it's gonna just sit in there. There's no real place for it to really go. There we go. All right. So that's how that's supposed to look, and that's the completed piece right there. And then it goes into, let's just screw this back on. Make sure it's actually on there correctly. Tight. There. And it shows you right here, it shows you how to paint it. So I'll just kind of tell you what the instructions recommend you do. So it's telling you to use two different colors, one with different shading. So you want to take like a black, spray the whole thing. It says that you'll probably have to do it twice just to get everything covered down in all the crevices. And then to take like a mid-gray. Take a mid-gray and just spray the top. Spray the outer surfaces. And then do it at an angle so that the paint only reaches the high spots. That way it leaves all the depths black. And then after that, it says to take light gray and emphasize the high spots. So kind of like going over it again, but not really as heavy. So that's how they recommend doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to paint that the way they recommended it. Because I do have an airbrush booth. So, and I got the paints. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'll post pictures of this painted on my other social media platforms. My Facebook, my Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter. I'll post it on those three so you guys can see them. So if you want to see this painted, see how this looks painted, go ahead and follow me on those pages, and I will put I'll put this up there for you guys to see once it's painted. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the final stages here on this assembly. So let's go ahead and bring back in this corridor pieces. And let's go ahead and bring in the rings. I've gone ahead and already put the cushions on the ring that we got in this assembly. So just to save time. And so let's go ahead and get started with this. It's good. Yeah. So, start off with, we want to take this piece here. You can see how it's angled a certain direction. And you see how this is angled a certain direction. We want this to match this. I know, pretty self-explanatory, correct? So we want this to, how do we want this to sit? We want this to sit like this. We want it to sit like this. And we need to screw this in with 2 screws. So let's just open this up. Push 2 screws out. Let's grab a screwdriver. And because this is going into plastic, I don't have to worry about... Hold on. Gotta switch out my bits. There we go. How do you get a smaller bit? Or a bigger bit? Smaller. There we go. But as I was saying, because it's going into plastic, I don't need any oil for this. And it's going to go into these 2 holes here. Just try to line this up as best as possible. Let's just start screwing this in. There we go. There's one. And there's two. Just gonna make sure they're snugged up. I don't want to tighten them too much because I don't want to strip the plastic out of it. But there we go. Get that out of the way. There you go. Got the floor all done. And now we'll go ahead and put these. Nope, sorry. We're not done with the screwdriver yet. Or these screws. I thought it just had 2 screws. Don't know why I thought that, but I thought it. That's what I thought. Nope, we're gonna need the rest of these screws because we got to get these four spots screwed into place as well. So let's just go ahead and get these screws in. All right, there we go. Now they got 6 screws in here holding this floor together, which makes a lot more sense than my initial thought when I was reading these directions before I started filming. Where all I saw was this picture here, and I'm like, oh, it's only getting 2 screws? That's interesting. No, if I read further on like I just did, I would have realized that it took 6 screws instead of just 2. Which, hindsight, makes much more sense. But continuing on, let's go ahead and put these rings on. So, as I mentioned in a past video, this little post here does not sit center on this ring. So you want this post to be facing a certain direction. So you want this to be sitting, so let's say it's facing towards you, so you want it to face like this, towards you. So you want this post right here, to be on this side of the corridor. So let's go ahead and just start popping this in. Just like before, it's going to go into these little slots here, and that's where it's going to be sitting. Don't worry about it being a little loose, because once we put the top half of the corridor on, it's going to lock these into place. So don't have to worry about gluing it into place or anything. Just set these in. Get this one in. Make sure they're all the way down. At least do that much. Make sure they're sitting firmly into place. There we go. So that's how you want that to look. As you can see, they're all the posts are lined up. And that's how you want that. So, we got that done. We got that done. We got this done. All that's left is for me to paint this. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to take my Gundam marker. Yes, I'm using a marker that's initially meant for Gundams. Or at least it was designed for Gundams. You don't have to use it for Gundams. And I'm going to probably go and outline the different floor panels on here. I'll do that later. It's nothing going to be too eye-popping. It's just something to kind of distinguish it a little bit better. Not going to be nothing fancy. So I wouldn't get your hopes up too much about that and looking different in the future, in my future videos. Oh my goodness, I cannot talk today. All right, that's that. All right, so that was part 19 of Fanhome's Millennium Falcon. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button down below. And be sure to hit that bell icon so that you're notified next time I post a video. Now, something I didn't mention a little bit before, just a quick reminder that do not cut this piece out. This will be saved for later. All right. Now that that's taken care of, if you guys want to build this model for yourself, I will put a link to Fanhome's website down in the description down below for you guys to check out. If you guys want to check out their other models as well, go for it. They have really awesome models in there. I will be starting the Optimus Prime model very soon. I got that off to the side right now, and you'll be seeing that in June, hopefully. But moving on from that, if you guys like the music that was playing in the background of this video, I will also put a link to the artist's YouTube channel down in the description as well. His name is Dave Brons. He does really awesome music, and I think you guys will enjoy it. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.